New Thought Media Network. We are a global broadcast network of positive music, media, and entertainment, inspiring humanity's evolution along the journey of enlightenment and creating a world of love, peace, empowerment, and prosperity for all. New Thought Media Network. Positively inspiring. We invite you to join our prayer broadcast every day at 8:15 a.m. and 8:15 p.m. Mountain Time. Send us your prayer requests or schedule a private prayer session by emailing prayer@ntmedia.org. And now, it's time to pray together.
Hello, folks. Welcome to morning prayer for Monday, July 28th, 2025. My name is Muro, a prayer practitioner here on the New Thought Media Network. I am honored and delighted to be able to spend time with you in prayer. Just a glorious way to start my day, or to end the day, or at any time during the day. So if there is anything that you would like prayer for, those of you who are watching live, of course, can put something into the comments, and I would be more than happy to hold your intention. Or if you would prefer, or if you're listening to this at a later time, know that you can submit a prayer request here at www.ntmedia.org/prayer. You can make a request for prayer. You can make a request for a prayer session, which is a way to get more deeply into the intention and such. So whatever it is that works best for you, we're here to help. We have a worldwide family of ministers and practitioners who love to pray on your behalf. So today I wanted to share this quote with you. This comes from the book Fear to Faith by Reverend Dr. Dale Olansky. And she wrote, "I see my life as a book I am forever writing. And even though I may not know how it will unfold, I have faith that Spirit is guiding me through each chapter so that I can create a fulfilling and meaningful life." When we pray affirmatively, we are looking at life very differently. When I look at my life, I know that I have choices that I can make in terms of what I'm going to do. I have choices in terms of how I view what I have done. I have choices in terms of how I want to be involved in my own life. Might sound strange. Of course, everyone wants to be involved in their own life. But to what extent? Do you co-create in your life? That is what we're doing here. So let's go into prayer. Think about what it is that you would like to see in your life. Think about what it is that you have in your life. Think about where you have been, but recognize where you're going. Recognize that sometimes it's clear, sometimes it's not. But we speak of Spirit guiding at all times. Good morning, it's all love. Good to see you. So let's take this into prayer. I'll invite you to close your eyes or soften your gaze, whichever is comfortable and safe for you to do. Just allow yourself this moment, this sacred moment. It becomes all the more sacred by the amount of attention that you bring to it. And so I'll invite you to take a breath. We're going to inhale, we're going to hold, and then exhale. In that cycle, we allow ourselves all of the aspects of life. We bring in what is needed. We allow it to work within us. We then release what no longer works. A physical cycle, but it's also a spiritual cycle. I bring into my life all sorts of things. I bring in my experiences. I bring in my understanding of a given experience. I bring in the things that I hear from others. I bring in the things that I read, the things that I learn. I bring in fear and uncertainty at times. All of these things come to me. I get to choose. I get to discern. I get to explore how I want to work with these things, what they mean to me, what they mean for me, what meaning I decide they have. I get to explore all of this. And the reason I do this is so that I can learn, so that I can grow, so that I can co-create that which is important, that which is going to allow me to be more fully engaged in my own life. The more that I recognize choice points, times and places and circumstances and conditions in which I can make a choice, the more that I am taking ownership, I am taking authorship of my life. And no, I don't get to choose every circumstance or condition that comes along. Certainly not. I influence many of them, far more than I might want to admit at times. But I know that I always have two things working on my behalf. I always have my own choice as to how I am going to act or react, and I always have God's grace, God's wisdom, God's love, God's compassion. All of that is always within me. If I choose to open myself to all of that, if I allow myself to open to the grace of the one and to the wisdom of the one, which lights my path, if I allow myself to listen and to feel that pull from within, rather than simply being pushed by my fears, allowing myself to be pulled by truth, pulled by the passion of the divine, this incredible passion for life, for fulfillment, personal fulfillment and fulfillment of my role in this world, and for a deeper and more meaningful understanding of my place in this world. And so I get to co-create the book of my life. I get to decide what gets carried forward chapter to chapter. I get to decide when a chapter is time to close. Sometimes I don't make that decision on my own. Sometimes those chapters get closed on what doesn't feel like my timing in any way, shape, or form. But I recognize that every chapter ends. I recognize that the eternal is not the chapter, not the circumstance, not the condition, not even necessarily the relationship. But I do know that the book, life, my divine self, my unique self, that is eternal. And so recognizing that I have the opportunity each and every day, each and every moment, to choose what gets written into that book. I find that this is my responsibility. That is to say, I am able to respond. It is my invitation. It is my joy. The more that I accept the power, the strength that the love of the one brings into my life and into my actions and reactions, to my thoughts, to all that I am, the more that I can see that, the greater the writer I become, the greater the author I am, the closer I am to being more and more fully who and whose I truly am. And so it is. The idea of being able to have a fulfilling and meaningful life, that is exquisite. That means so much. When I think of the years that I spent dealing with addiction, the years that I spent dealing with all the ways in which I felt less than, and I felt that I was worthless, I think of all of those chapters that I allowed other people to write. And I recognize that those chapters are closed. Those chapters allowed for character development. And now I get to choose what I will write, how I will be understood, how I will be seen in this world. And so I invite you, all of you, to look in the mirror and to say, this is the author of my life story. This is the co-creator of my fulfilling and meaningful life. And so it is, because that is a prayer in and of itself. That is an affirmation. So, if you have time today, give yourself the gift of spending a little bit of time in the New Thought Media Network. We have over 40 hours of programming each week. Immediately following this prayer, for example, is Rev Melissa's Morning Sip, Spirituality in Practice. Check it out. All right. I will see you soon, and know that not only do I know that you are loved, I also know that you are love. So, be well. I'll see you soon.
On behalf of everyone at New Thought Media Network, thank you for being a member of our virtual family. Your financial contributions help share the New Thought message with people from around the world. Please visit and contribute at www.ntmedia.org/donate. New Thought Media Network, come be you. And please like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, peace and blessings. On behalf of the New Thought Media Network, thank you for being with us for this special prayer broadcast. We look forward to being with you again soon, 8:15 a.m. or 8:15 p.m. Mountain Time. Until then.